Whoa, oh, 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 whoa, 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 ba, 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 ba. Whoa, 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 internet. What's up? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. How you doing? How you doing? Oh. Let's see, who's the first one to the chat? Frank Dominguez, once again, first one to the chat. That's 3 days in a row, my man. That's 3 days. That's a trifecta. I'm not sure what we got to do for the trifecta, but that's 3 days in a row. We got to do something. Punky Pam is here. Candy Overhauls, what's up? Dean H, good to see you. Tim Lewis, how's it going? Wushu Jimmy Brown, Deep Thoughts. That's right. It's Deep Thought Wednesday. How you doing? Good to see you. Carson Anderson is here, mentioning the giant windstorm we got going on. Yes, it is windy. It is dumping rain. It is nonsense. There's a lot going on, and we'll get into that in just a minute. HC Aqua, what's up? Jim Meeker, Sombra, sup? Kevin Keener, how you doing? Strong Beard Game. KG Cichlids was live last night. He's going live, you guys. KG Cichlids, he's going live super late, though. I can only say hi and then go to sleep. Turbo Fish is here. Jim Meeker. I think I already said hi to Jim Meeker, but double hi. What's up? Dang Frank? What? What's a Dang Frank? I don't know. Candy, I don't know what Dang Frank is. Aquaman says, commercials. Wait, what? Wait, what? Was there commercials before we came in? Huh. Well, if there is, I'll sort that out. Sorry about that. Spencer Ballard, Ben WR, the Fishy Mailman's here. Kyle Paith, Jesse Stenner, Hump Day, whoop whoop. What up? Oh, Frank is always first. Oh, yeah. Okay, dang. That's why dang Frank, because he's been first 3 days in a row. Well, somebody out there's got to break his record. 3 is the record so far. So, Aquarium Coop Corey is here. I've lost all my wisdom, a.k.a. wisdom teeth came out today. Best wishes to you, Corey, because that is brutal. I know that's brutal to get your wisdom teeth out. So hopefully you're recovering. And I think today is the easy day. Tomorrow's going to be the hard day. If you got them out today, I think tomorrow's the hard day. You're probably kind of loopy and just kind of under the trauma of feeling like you got punched in the head. So, you know, hopefully tomorrow is not as bad as I'm expecting, but typically the next day's the worst. So hopefully it works out all right. Frank has the best interwebs one can pay for. I think that must be it. I think Frank has he's got like 5 gigabyte internet. That's what I'm guessing. Impossible being first. Maybe alerts take longer to get to Brazil. You're probably right. Probably takes the alerts to get quite a while down there. Let's see. The Fishy Mailman had to treat one of my tanks today. I had my CPD come down with something. Oh, that sucks. I've been having problems here today, and we'll get into that in a minute. I'm just getting busy here. Saying howdy to everybody, seeing what's going on. Donnie Hill has showed up. Wushu's got some new Endlers waiting for him when he gets home from the United States Postal Service. Let's see. Yeah, the first week is after the first week of those wisdom teeth is always kind of the problem. Please take a moment to support the show. That's right. Check out the Patreon. We are almost ad-free here. Somebody mentioned that there was ads. I'll have to look into that. Most of them are turned off, so if there is a commercial at the beginning, I think that's the only one that's left, is the beginning commercial. Sombra says there were ads there too. All right, well, I'll figure that out. I'll figure out what's going on with that. I know that sometimes that stuff gets screwed up. We'll see. See what's going on with the issues there on that end. But we're almost ad-free. So far, we've patronized with the Patreon page enough to get to the point where they should all be turned off. If everything goes through at the end of the month, we should be doing. That's what we should be doing. So yeah, hopefully we'll be doing all right. Let's see. Welcome to my YouTube phone app. Oh, right on. Let's see. Donnie, guess what, pal? That dude AJ Myers on Facebook that helped your answer question. That's him. Oh yeah. Yeah, Turbofish is AJ Myers. It's very sneaky. Oh, as Glass Boxes with the super chat saying buy Goodyear tires. I guess it's a that's a pretty smooth move. Aquarium Coop. The Aquarium Coop says I should run Aquarium Co-op ads in front of your videos. Yeah, actually, pretty soon, if somebody wants to run an ad on this channel, they'll have to approach me directly. Because all of the AdSense stuff will most likely be obliterated fairly soon if we can make it to the end of the month and hopefully hit our new goal. I hope to hit our new goal so I can pay back the credit card for going to the aquatic experience in Chicago. I know that some people reached out to me last night, found out that I was going, so hopefully that's bringing a couple extra fun people to the Dealy Mabobs, the aquatic experience and whatnot. Chris One is here. What's up? How you doing? Kevin Keener just bought another 20 long about an hour ago. He's got multiple tank syndrome going crazy. He's got multiple tank syndrome running strong out there. Well, you know, if you got a beard like Kevin has, you got to just keep getting. You got to just keep getting. You know, you just got to keep getting tanks. Just get multiple tank. Go crazy. It's all right. If you got strong beard, game, you just got to keep getting them. Let's see. I had to do a poll at the beginning. Not sure you will be able to get rid of that. I will. Fishy Mailman, if everybody coming through on the Patreon and whatnot, that is controllable on this end. Although the YouTube ads are controllable to a certain degree, you know, there is a point where YouTube will probably try to send some kind of advertising out. But with the Patreons, everybody has gone. We've gone over that mark to not need them. Ads, and they'll be gone soon. Like I said, by the end of the month, we gotta. One of the fun things about the Patreon is that it won't charge you guys until the end of the month. I appreciate everybody with the super chatting, right? I certainly 100% appreciate the super chats, just like Glass Boxes there but those come out the day of, right? So if you do a super chat right now, it'll charge your card. The Patreon charges at the end of the month. So, you know, maybe by the end of the month you decide I'm super broke and I can't afford it or whatever, or you could only do 1 month. You could always turn it off next month, that kind of stuff. You can always raise it. You can always lower it. You can do a whole bunch of stuff like that if that makes sense. So hopefully by the end of the month there'll be no more ads, and sorry about them being on this one. I'm not sure if maybe a setting got changed or something like that, but I can't do it live. I'll check into it. But as you guys know, all that stuff's going to get turned off. That stuff's going to get turned off fairly soon, and I'll be 100% whether or not I'm YouTubing based on if you guys want me to or not. And I know that sounds weird. It sounds weird to a lot of people out there. It sounds like, oh, hey, man, you want to leave it up to whether or not your fans want you to make shows or talk about subjects or this or that and the other thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole reason I'm here. Whole reason I'm here to do this stuff is to help grow the community, help spread some knowledge from my my wins and losses, if that makes sense. Sometimes I can give people good advice. Sometimes I can help you all treat your tanks. Sometimes I can help you figure things out that maybe you're having a problem doing. But we're going to keep growing this community. One of the cool things with the Patreon is that there's a community tab there, and you can post stuff up. You can post stuff up on there, and even other people can help out too from the community. So we should run an aquarium co-op jingle competition. I'd probably get in on a aquarium co-op jingle competition. Speaking of that, I know that Corey needed a I know that Corey was saying that he needed somebody for a thumbnail position. So if you haven't submitted your submissions to Corey, I'm not sure how you go about doing that, but I'm guessing if you make some really cool thumbnails and send them into him, if you're that kind of person, there might be some opportunity there for some collaboration action. So yeah, make some yeah, Chris, make some taco thumbnails and send them in to Corey. And especially right now, he's probably loopy after the wisdom teeth coming out, and might make some funny decisions. All of his thumbnails from here on out will just be tacos. Should be pretty funny. Donnie Hill, I had 4 angels given to me Sunday. Put them in my heavily planted 220 with about 20 neons. Woke up yesterday morning to eggs all over some Anubias. I've never bred angels. Don't know what to do. Donnie, the cool thing about breeding angels is just let them do it. It'll work. Honestly, every time that I've messed around with angels and had them do stuff and tried to coerce good things to happen, it didn't really pay out to anything. So I would just let it happen. If it's going to work out in that tank, it'll work out, and you'll end up with babies. And then move the babies if you do get them. Once they start to get size, once they get sizable, then move them to a nice tank where they can grow out with green water in it. Just make a green water tank. Green water tank is super easy. Just take your water change from your tank. You have like a 220, so I would just dump 20 gallons into an aquarium and put a light on it for 24 hours a day, and it will turn green. Leave the filtration and on it and heat and all that kind of stuff. If you leave the light on it 24 hours, it will turn green. Some nice green water. Some nice green water, and that'll help them. That'll help them grow out once you get those little angels. You can just net them out. But that's basically the advice on that. If the eggs are going to hatch and if they're being taken care of by the pair that's mating, then it'll work out fine. Let's see. My pool turned green one time, Kathy. Yeah, I've had. I've seen a lot of pools turn green in my day. A lot of people forget the power of the sun. The sun is a mighty beast. One thing I wanted to mention today from you guys using the Amazon tab on Darkstar Arts. Thank you very much. People have been putting their orders through there, and we've been getting like 4 orders a day, which is the most I've ever seen. And that is super awesome, and thank you very much, you guys. It is definitely helping out. A lot of people ordering just the small item stuff that they order from Amazon. That's super awesome. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. It definitely helps out pay for my shipping and stuff like that. And hopefully at some point in time, maybe we'll have enough credit and maybe we could put an ad on Amazon. I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if that's a thing. I think it's a thing. And maybe we can screw with people on Amazon when they go to they go to order their dry pasta. But thank you to everybody that's been using the Amazon tab. It's great to see how many. Well, it's not the dollar amount necessarily. It's more just the amount of things that people have been ordering through there. Thumbs up. Thank you very much. I super appreciate it, and a lot of people out there using it is totally helpful. And maybe someday this show will move to like Amazon Prime. If you guys order enough Amazon stuff, maybe I can convince Amazon to buy some really expensive cameras and put this show onto Amazon Prime. Who knows? Who knows? If there's like 40,000 units being ordered through there every month, then then Amazon would be like, respect, man. Here's a job. So that would be funny. What is this? Oh, I don't know what this is. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought we had a new patronizer, but it's just Patreon sending me a message letting me know that they're still operating. It's still working fine. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see what happened here. Amazon Prime would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. And as you guys know, the for sure long-term goal here is I want to do a show someday. I don't know how this will ever get funded, but I want to do a show someday where we can do like fish tank makeover, right? You know, a fish tank makeover where we could just go to like somebody's house in Tallahassee and just install, you know, like take out their 20-gallon and put in a 120 and scape it and set it up and have all the stuff there for them to operate it perfectly and put in all the plants and fish and all that kind of stuff. It would be that would be one of the long-term show goals that we want to do. You know, also go to like other countries and help people out with stuff. I guess maybe like Pimp My Tank, maybe, but I'd rather it be more on the, not necessarily, well, I guess maybe Pimp My Tank was kind of along those lines, but maybe more along the lines of people in need. You know what I mean? Like needy people or like really good people, like show up and like help them out with stuff. And then, you know, also the thing I want to do is be able to build aquaponic systems for people, you know, for hopefully to reach some groups of people that we don't necessarily like come in contact with on a regular basis, if that makes sense, and like kind of show them the value of aquaponics. You know, maybe some people that don't have any experience with farming, any experience with plumbing or any of that kind of stuff, and maybe they I don't know, eat at Taco Bell every day or something like that, to stay on the taco theme that is apparently running rampant today in the chat. Maybe they just eat fast food and stuff like that, and they've never done anything like that. It would be really cool to start introducing people to it, you know, I wouldn't want to go do that at rich people's houses, because rich people could just hire me to come do right? You know, like rich people could just hire me to come do that at their house anyhow. Actually, just regular non-rich people could hire me to probably come do that at their house anyhow. But that, you know, ultimately that's like the long-term goal. If we did hit those big numbers, kind of fan funding type situation, you know, if we ever get to that point where it's like, oh, we've got extra money, we're going on location, we're gonna go fix somebody's house, like you know, fly up to Alaska and fix Niecy's house or something, you know what I mean? Just as an example. So let's see here. Olympia Shrimps, I'm starting a new 40 breeder using 2 AquaClear 30s. Should I do all mechanical polishing filtration in one and all bio in the other, or both types in both? I would do 1 in one and 1 in the other, realistically. Mainly just because it would be easier to maintain as a person. Just as a person that's maintaining it, I would do the mechanical polishing in one and then the bio in the other. If you're going to run 2 filters like that, just as the person, the caretaker, it's way easier to take care of it that way. I don't know that it would necessarily be a benefit or not. I don't necessarily think it would be beneficial one way or another, except for to you, the operator. So I don't think it would like work better or not. I need to screenshot the video, but we dressed my grandpupper up for his birthday yesterday. This was inspired by you. He was a taco. Oh, yeah, that's great. Okay, so today is Wednesday, and I need to talk about something that kind of sucks right now. Our lumpy dog, Mr. Chips, is severely under the weather. I will, my reason for having sort of a short video today is because I kind of ran out of time for shooting and editing video. As you guys noticed, I was like 3 minutes late to getting the stream up here. I had to launch and relaunch the software and everything. I don't know, maybe the weather was screwing with it because it's super windy out. But we got up. So last night, Mr. Chips was feeling fine. Everything was good. We went to bed, normal, all that stuff. Got up this morning, and something is desperately wrong with him. He did bite me this morning because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with him. It wasn't, he wasn't like angrily biting me, but he was basically just telling me like, "Don't touch that. That's not good." And I was really, really worried about him. So we went, I took him to the emergency care, the emergency vet. So they think that he has a slipped disc in his back, which is crazy because that may have happened just last night, I guess, or like hopping down maybe this morning to go potty. You know, hop down out of the bed, and maybe that was what's going on. So it has been a pretty traumatic day. I've been bit by Mr. Chips like 3 times, trying to get him to take some pills and just do the treat the symptoms for right now. And I'm honestly having a really hard day with it. So we're going to talk about the greenhouse and stuff. So the video actually is pretty short, and I just wanted people to know that's what's going on. It wasn't. It's not necessarily like, hey, am I running out of stuff to do or any of that kind of stuff. It just has more to do with I'm kind of just stressed out about this dog situation right now. Miss Biddy Browns is doing fine and being irritating as always. Irritatingly cute, that is. I'm just really worried about Mr. Chips right now. I have to carry him outside to see if maybe he's going to go potty or whatnot. He's just really not doing. He's really not doing well. I think he's. I'm not really 100% sure about his breed. I think he's half rat terrier, half something. I think he's half rat terrier, half blue heeler or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that this back situation is not. I don't know. Right now, I feel like it's just 100% bad news. He's a very difficult dog to try and give medication to. He bit me again. Just trying to give him some medication. He's not eating anything. He doesn't necessarily want to drink water. So it is really stressful for me, and I'm realizing that I'm not really sure what I'm going to do if this dog just ends up dead, because I'm really kind of emotionally, I'm already really emotionally attached to the situation, and I'm not really understanding it. It really bothers me when people pass away, but I don't know what I'm gonna do if Mr. Chips, he's right over here right now, just laying down. He had some pills, so he's probably just a pillhead right now, and trying to figure it out. So I'm really worried about him, but that's what's going on over here. Today I spent a lot of time doing that, and also, you know, with the addition of the shrimp this weekend, which will be tomorrow's video, I'll be showing you guys some of that, what I had to do to the system. I had to fix the shrimp, the 150, because we added so many shrimp to it. That sump that I put on there, the chambers aren't, the baffles in between the chambers aren't as wide as what I'm used to operating with, and ended up losing a lot of shrimp from them actually just getting compacted into the filter floss, which is very bizarre. I had to sit there and cut it all apart and try and save as many of the shrimp as I can. So it's just been a little bit emotional. And dealing with dead shrimp is never great. But luckily that colony is pretty big, and instead of selling this week, I'll probably start selling next week once they once they kind of settle in, and I'll be able to sell some of those off. But they're looking pretty good. But we just had some die-offs and stuff like that. And thank you for all the well wishes, you guys. I hope that he pulls through. The Coop's asking if something that surgery can do. We don't know yet. We're basically just going to treat the symptoms right now. We'll basically treat the symptoms right now, treat the pain that he's in, and then probably take him to his primary care vet on Monday and get some x-rays if it's still really bad. They think that he has a slipped disc in his back, but he could just have a pulled muscle. So who knows? We can see what's going on, and we'll see what happens. I'm just kind of freaking out about it right now, and that's just reality. Let's see. Need to. Oh yeah. Let's see. Nisi, the heart and soul of the Fish Fam. That's right. Nisi has a Patreon page to check that out. While you're at it, she's been having issues with her dog too. Dr. Red Pill says, I need a cowboy hat with the toothpick. I would wear my cowboy hat on the show, but it just doesn't show up on the camera. I just end up to being in a big giant shadow, right? If I wear a cowboy hat on here. Yes, my fingers are crossed that hopefully he just tweaked something in his back, and it's not like a big a slip disc or something that's pushing on his spine or something crazy like that, because he could end up with a real neurological problem. And if that so here's the layman's way of figuring it out, that if he starts having neurological problem over the next 4 or 5 days, which is symptomatic of like dragging feet, or his legs not working at all or something like that, then I have to take him back in for probably like emergency surgery or something along those lines. So like I said, kind of flipping out right now. It pretty much, I don't know, it's just stressing me out. And he's just sleeping right now, so hopefully this works out. And maybe I don't know, maybe it'll work out fine. Everything will work out. I'm always pretty optimistic that everything will work out. Olympia Shrimps is tempted to drive up to Tacoma to get some of those shrimps, but I really don't have the space for them right now. Well, you better get them while they're hot. If you're going to come get some of these shrimp, you better get them while they're hot. Let's see, started here, Mr. Chip's illness. Yes, thank you for all of the, thank you guys for all of the well wishes. Donnie Hill says I should get off of here and spend time with my puppy dog. Hey, we all got to work, you know, we all have work to do, and this is part of my work. Part of my work is doing this show. That's how I look at it. Showing up, doing the show. This is part of my work, and it is part of my income with you guys. You know, doing the Patreon and crowdfunding this thing, and I want to keep growing this show, and I can't just not show up. And I'm not gonna somehow. I'm also not gonna somehow miraculously fix him with my hands somehow. It's not like the barn blew over and I got to put a new roof on it. You know, it's either he's gonna heal or he's not. Let's see. Carson Titus had that, but his was not surgical. It was meningitis. Had to wait for the swelling to go down before he could walk again. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. So the specialist that I took him to earlier today was like, that's why we're treating the symptoms right now with some anti-inflammatories and a little bit of painkiller. He's got some liquid painkiller and some pill painkiller. I'm trying to get both of them into his mouth, but he will typically bite me when that operation is happening. So right now we're kind of treating the symptoms, trying to ease him up and see what's going on, and it could just be musculature, like maybe he just totally tweaked something, and that's really upsetting him. But honestly, he is kind of an old dog, so I don't think that's necessarily that's the real optimistic way of going about it. I just want him to be more comfortable, so we'll just keep working on that, and then we'll take him out on Monday and see what the prognosis from the other doctor is. So we'll see what's up. Turtle Girl's gotta go. See y'all later. KG Cichlids had to leave. Also, a bunch of people heading out. RJL says, I hope when I get old and sick, someone drags me outside to poop. Good luck. Yeah, hopefully somebody does that for me too. Turbofish says, mix the pills into peanut butter. It could help make it easier for both of you. We give our guy meds, and I just have to give him a teaspoon of peanut butter with crushed pills. Right now, I encapsulate them in cheese. I don't know if you've ever done that before. That's how I get Biddy to take her pills. I encapsulate them in cheese. So I'll take a little bit of cheese and like work it till it's warm, and then I work the pill into the cheese, and then I feed him that, and it seems to work real quick because the they love cheeses, and they have a tendency to swallow the cheese real rapidly. But I will try the peanut butter maybe with the liquid to see if maybe if that'll make it a little bit easier on him. Vicky is really good at administering this kind of stuff because I don't like to get bit. And it makes me upset. I'm to be honest with you, it makes me upset when I get bit by my dog. I feel like I'm really hurting him, you know, and that don't feel good. You know, the kind of people that the kind of things that that I've been involved in my life. I don't like hurting things. I don't like seeing things get hurt. I've gone to great lengths to make sure that other people aren't being hurt and stuff like that, and it kind of freaks me out when it freaks me out when like something I care about a lot is just in a lot of pain like that, and I also feel completely useless that I'm not even helping the situation, and it makes me a little bit. It makes me feel kind of distraught, you know. The fishy mailman with liquid in peanut butter ice cream for Mr. Chips. I would do some peanut butter ice cream right about now. I think I might have to go to the store and get some bunch of ice creams for myself. Aquarium Co-op with the $20 super chat. It's bright orange. It's bright orange. The Aquarium Co-op says, consider pledging some dollars for the Patreon. Visits are no doubt an expense, and I am happy to support this show. Current income from the show would make something like this a hardship. I appreciate your work ethic. Thank you very much, Corey. I very much thank you very much for the super chat and the words of support. You know, right now, as I think most people could probably figure out by going to the Patreon, I do like the full disclosure side of it. If you go to mine, you can actually see how much money is pledged on here. You know, you can actually see it. I know there is a setting that I could make it not be visible, but I like to have the full disclosure on there. So if just to bear in mind right here, my base salary right now is what you guys chip in at the $725 a month, which is less than my mortgage. So as you guys can tell, it's like this is sort of a labor of love, or whatever you want to say, however you want to put it. I'm just going to keep going, and hopefully we can grow and do better and do more and bigger projects as we move along here. And I definitely appreciate your support, and Kathy Robideau with the $3 super chat. Thank you very much. It all goes back into making more shows and doing more stuff. Speaking of more shows, with Corey, we've been doing the podcast format, which is the Real Fish Talk. We've been doing that. I think another one comes out on Sunday. I don't know. I think the next one comes out on Sunday. But we've been doing those Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and then I think the next one gets released on Sunday. So that's what we're gonna keep. We're gonna keep doing that. I mean, hopefully we make it this next week. Hopefully Corey can do some podcasting properly over the next after healing for this next week, after the dentist have savagely ripped the teeth from his maw. So hopefully he'll be able to talk by then. I think it'll be pretty hilarious if they try to make some voiceover stuff. They should try. I think Corey and Jimmy should try to make some voiceover stuff like tomorrow. Just wherever Jimmy's at, wherever sashimi whiskey is, I think you should I think they should try to do some voiceover stuff tomorrow and like just videotape him wandering about. I think it'd be pretty good. Dank Tanks. River Life with the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. And not only are you guys Patreons, but you're also super chatters. And Tim Lewis, $5 super chat just for being dedicated to the supporters. As you guys know, I'm dedicated to do this. I'm pretty dedicated to doing YouTube, making videos, and I think I'm gonna keep doing it regardless of whether we win or not. But if we, when I say win, I say if we win or not. There's like, if we realistically fund this project to keep going, it's virtually impossible for me to fund a project where I can make like 10 shows a week or something like that, because essentially all my time will get put back into making money so that I could do like a video on the weekend or whatever. So I can essentially like make 1 or 2 videos a week again in perpetuity till the end of time, and that's realistically the big difference. You know, I was actually looking at production analytics, if that makes sense. It's just basically like how much I've been producing compared to how much I was producing before, and I think it's an astounding amount more than it was before in the shows and stuff like that. And as Dank Tanks is saying, I listen to the podcast on YouTube live at work. I can't help myself to wait, so I just burn my battery on Tuesdays. I like that. That's totally worthwhile sometimes, which is mainly why I have like 15 phone chargers, is because of I burn up my battery all the time listening to stuff on my phone. But I do want to do more stuff along the lines with getting more people involved and stuff like that. And right now it's either the shoestring, well, it's either the I go work at a job, right, and then that leaves no time to do it, and then I can build up some money. Basically what I did is I worked overtime this whole year to essentially make as much money as I could to just kind of occupy this end of the year and see what happens. But it's like, it's one of two things. I can either go to a job and do a job and be like super entertaining to those guys while I'm at work, or we end up funding it. So enough of talk on that. Enough talk on Mr. Chips. Thank you very much, you guys. I 100% appreciate it. He's my little buddy, and I just want him to be okay. That's all I want. I just want that guy to be okay. So at some point in time, I hope to be able to do more podcasts and stuff like that. Somebody asked me a week ago if I would be able to start uploading all of the audio from the YouTube shows into a podcast so that you guys could so that people out there could listen to it down the road. You know what I mean? Like, just listen to it and not have to watch the video. And that is on my to-do list. That's going to take a lot of time ripping all that audio. So we'll see how that goes. Michael Hoffman just dropping into message and a like, then back to work. Well, good luck at work, Mike. Sorry, Michael. And Carson Anderson is asking, is this an Amazon greenhouse? Yes, this, or I'm not sure. I don't know who the company was I don't know what company it was, but Victoria ordered the one that she specifically wanted, and you know, Bradley Petite Bro and I, we went ahead and started assembling this thing over the weekend in our spare time. As you guys can see, it was getting dark in that portion of the video. Did I render this wrong? I think I did. I think it got dark and then it got dark again. Yeah, I think it gets dark and then it gets dark again. Well, as you can see, we were doing this in the late afternoon where it keeps getting dark, and then I think I reset the camera and it got dark again. Sweet time lapse, bruh. You know, as you guys know, in the time lapse exposure, as it gets darker out, this is what happens. You start losing what's going on. But yes, this was a prefabbed greenhouse. I don't know the name of the company. I don't even have a clue the name of the company, because this box was ordered about, honestly, a month and a half ago or something like that, and it was leaning up, you know, facing where the sun set. So even the what you call it, the tag on the outside of the box was the tag on the outside of the box was just like sun-baked and white. Here's this portion of the video where it's black. Oh yeah, and we come back to the morning time. So the next morning, as you guys can see, we didn't quite get it. We didn't get it totally put together. It was wildly confusing, I'm going to be honest with you. It's just one of those projects that you just have to go step by step and look at those IKEA type instructions and kind of lose your mind a little bit while you try to find part number 91595 and 91957, which happen to be right next to each other or whatever. And this thing is way small. Okay. So first and foremost, Vicky's going to get super upset with me when I say that this thing is tiny, but it is tiny. She ordered this size, and I think it seemed appropriate at the time when she was ordering it. And as soon as Bradley and I started putting it together, she was like, "Wait, it's that small?" Like, yeah, it's not that big. So she was like, "Well, put it back in the box and send it back." And it's like, "Well, we can't. We're well past the time frame to be able to just put it back in the box and send it back." And on top of that, we also had the problem that there's no way it was going to physically go back into that box once we'd already taken some of the parts out, if you know what I'm saying. It was like, we're not going to, they're not going to go back in there. There's only one way they went in, and as soon as you start taking something out, there's no way to get them back in. And plus, we're well past the amount of time that we could possibly send it back and just like get a full refund or anything like that. And so it was like, well, we could either try to sell a half assembled one or a box of crazy parts, or we could just assemble it, and if we don't like it, we could either A, find a different use for it, or B, sell it as a whole unit, right? And just go like, this thing is fully assembled. And I see Chips running around out there in this video. Someday again, bud. Someday again, he'll be running around. He'll be running around. And my commentary on build my own next time. Yes, I'm in favor of me building a greenhouse. My lady, for whatever reason, didn't want me to build the style of greenhouse that I wanted to build, and trying to figure that out will be here till the end of time. We'll never ever get to the bottom of it. It's just a matter of her opinion, right? Her opinion is that she just wants to do a prefab one, just for whatever reason. It's what she wants, you know, and that's how she wants to do it. And so I'm going you know, as the way that I feel that a spouse is supposed to be. You just go, okay, babe, that's what you want to do, that's what we'll do. And I just try to be a supportive guy and do those things the way that she wants to do them. And here's one of the things. I might end up convincing her just to use this as our overwinter box for all of the, you know, you know, flowers and bulbs and all that kind of stuff that just kind of needs to be in an overwinter shelter, and then maybe use it for that, or there's a possibility maybe we'll sell it to somebody or something like that. I'm way more in the favor of me putting 4 posts in the ground and building a awesome greenhouse for right here, but that's just not how Vicky feels about it. So we may or may not end up ordering just a bigger version of this one, or maybe a different style one or something along those lines, and end up doing it that way. So let's see. Okay, we'll try to catch up with the chat here because I think I explained it. I guess so. I guess the quick 3 points would be: I think that this thing was fairly expensive, but it did go together very nicely. 2, you have to follow the instructions, because we screwed up a couple of times going, oh yeah, they want us to put one in here and one bolt over here and a thing over here. Oh, wait a minute. Order of operations are only put the one in, because it'll screw you up later. So overall, it was pretty enjoyable. It was fun. It definitely gave Bradley and I something to do in kind of the little downtime over the weekend while we were doing all the other stuff, like the reptile fair, and the reptile fair in Puyallup, and getting snakes and messing with shrimp and doing all that kind of stuff. So it was oh, Classical Aquatics is asking a perfect part of the question that I was about to say. Part number 3, part number 3, right? Numero 3 was that I felt like this was pretty expensive for how much it was. I think it was over $300 for this unit. And I felt like, you know, and this is me being a dude, but I'm like, well, with $300 worth of materials, I could build a big ass greenhouse out here. You know, that being me, I'm like, well, I could do this way better, but this is the unit that Vicky wants. So I felt like it was pretty expensive for what it was. But that more on a personal level, right? Like it actually was really quality aluminum. The pieces fit together really well. So it actually, in my opinion, if this is what you wanted, it would have been worth the like $350, because you could actually just put it together. It was really nice quality. You know, we only cut ourselves once, and that's just because Bradley was being a little overzealous in the morning. And so everything wasn't all like scratchy and stabby or anything like that, and most of the aluminum was like nicely polished, and as I said, most of the parts fit together really well. So it was honestly a pretty nice kit, but at the $350 mark, I'm like, it starts rattling around in my head of like, well, how much lumber could I get? I could get the roofing, I could get all this, I could get all that, you know, just like a dingleberry, but it should work fine. It should work out well. Dank Tanks, what were the original plans for the greenhouse? Well, my original plans were completely different from what Victoria's were, or are, because she had an idea of what she wanted to do, and I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and those were two different things. So we ended up, you know, went ahead and built this one. I may or may not be able to convince her to just let me build one here, but we shall see what she says. Once, you know, she's, you know, the idea has settled in now, maybe at this point. So we'll see what she says as time goes on. Let's see. My husband never reads the instructions. I love Biddy Brown zooming around. That is for sure. Everybody's zooming around in there for sure. Dank Tanks was asking, wait, what's wrong with Mr. Chips? He woke up this morning. And he's really having some issues. So so far he's okay. I talked about it earlier, and so go back and watch the earlier part. I don't want to rehash it right now because I'm kind of emotional, but he has a slip disc or something going on with his back, and he's in a lot of pain right now, and even bit me. He bit me to the point where he drew blood earlier. So he's in a lot of pain, and he's really not feeling good. So we'll see how that goes. Adam Jonas, in your aquaponics setup, are you going to give those vertical planters a try? They seem like a good way to maximize space. I'm a big fan of vertical planters, although I do have some different ideas of what I'm going to do. Mainly just because I think the vertical planters work really well, but they're going to essentially be pretty wasteful for what I'm going to be doing. So I have a bit of a workaround, and not to give it a spoiler alert, but I do have a workaround that I'll be doing in regards to that, because a lot of the fodder and stuff like that I'll be growing, along with the spinach and microgreens and all that kind of stuff that I'll be doing over the winter, I have a different way of doing it, and it should be make a really fun set of videos and a lot of fun stuff to talk about. It'll be pretty fun. HC Akko is saying, looks like it'll fit into a truck bed, so it might be easy to sell. You are correct, that was my thought process for sure. As I was going, once Bradley and I got done with it, it was like, oh hey, this thing is gonna be pretty easy to fit into. Maybe fit right into the bed of a truck, and somebody could take this with them if they wanted to buy it. I don't think it would be that big of a deal. All right, Sky Astra, thank you, Aquarium Co-op. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little. Sky Astara, hi. I watch you every evening, but have never made it in time for here to be for it. Oh well, welcome. Welcome to the live. It's live on a Wednesday, and we are going to run over a couple minutes here because I did start a little bit late. So, let's see. Kathy Robideau, my pug had a slip disc and she recovered at the age of 14 with hydrotherapy. Okay, all right. Well, that is good news. I've seen a friend of mine is pretty deeply into the Trupanion company. I don't know if you guys know anything about Trupanion. It's like health insurance for your animals. And she was sending me some stuff about hydrotherapy for their elderly dog that they use. Seal it up and make an aquarium out of it. Well, it doesn't have the load-bearing potential for a water. It would be problematic. At Jim, seal it up and make it you could actually do an overwinter with this box outside if you really wanted to. It seems to hold temperature pretty well. It's been about 30 degrees overnight out here, and I think it's been holding about 45 degrees in there. It's definitely keeping the frost off of stuff when it's dropped down below freezing here. So I think it's probably pretty helpful for overwintering. I think it actually is some I don't know, some kind of plastic that's kind of space agey, plasticky stuff that seems to work quite well with retaining some warmth and stuff like that. So I think it would work really well for an overwinter, but we'll see. We'll see what Vicky says as we move forward. It's her decision. What were the original plans for the greenhouse? Oh yeah, so the original plans for the greenhouse, as I said earlier, I got my own. I had my plans. Vicky has her plans, so we're gonna have to meet somewhere nicely in the middle. Let's see. I tested the taco hypothesis today, got the box of 12 from Toxic Bell, and can confirm I had to stop after 7. I'm telling you. 6 is good. Just order 6. Just order 6. You're going to be perfect. If you order 6 tacos, you're going to be good. You get into the 7. You get into the 7, and you start having problems. And there definitely ain't going to be a good... there ain't gonna be a good experience with maybe even hitting some beans and rice or anything like that. It's just not gonna work out all that great. Glass boxes. My breast friend had a slip disc and had to have it fused. He's all good now, just can't bend his back. Ooh. Yeah, it's not very much fun. Dr. Red Pill, tearing down my planted jungle tank and swapping over to ADA soil and moving it. Oh, right on. Congratulations. Let's see. Donnie Hill saying maybe turn it into a greenhouse to grow aquarium plants and overwinter if you go bigger. Yes, that was ultimately my plan. I was planning on doing double stacked visqueen walls with clear corrugated roof and do it that way. But the big deal with that was going to be Vicky didn't want it to be built that way. So now I happen to have two large boxes of visqueen in case anyone needs any visqueen. I'm calling it visqueen, but it's the clear, super thick 7mm plastic. That it's going to take me a really long time to use up or figure out some other project to use it on. So yikes. I bought that ahead of time with my money so that I could make this thing. But therein lies the problem. Now I'm not going to be able to be making it. So that way. So now I've got all this extra product on hand. But this guy right here has got some plans figured out for it because I got an idea what I'm going to do. Also over the weekend, the one thing that I forgot to mention, so we did add an automatic door opener to our chicken coop, and also added in 3 more nesting boxes. So if anybody's excited about chicken stuff, I might be inclined to make a chicken video this weekend. I'm not 100% sure, but the chicken coop has now been upgraded to a chicken condo with automatic doors and extra laying boxes and a bunch of extra perches and all that kind of stuff going on out there. So our chickens have the super deluxe condo now. It's no longer a chicken coop. Now it's a chicken condo, which is very nice because they're investing in some equity, and they'll be able to whoa, whoops, rip my shirt. They'll be able to work on their future, be able to work on their future and what they're doing. Oops, the stupid thing went like that. I don't know. The chat went away for a minute. Sorry about that. But the chicken stuff, the other chicken stuff that's going on, is that we will have some baby chicks coming in here fairly soon, and it was one of those things that we needed to do was upgrade some of our chicken coopin so that our coopin could be moved into a condo for the more chickens that we're going to be adding, because right now we only have 5, and I think we're probably going to get 8 more chicks. I think I'm going to push for 8 more because I'd like to have 13, because guess who doesn't have any eggs right now? This guy. And clearly I don't want to shine light on my I don't want to shine light on my chickens overnight to get them to lay more. I'd rather them just kind of go in their natural flow, but I will shine light on them if I have to, because I need eggs. I gotta eat because I'm hungry, and I fed them, and now it's their turn to feed me in turn, right? Sky S Stara says 13 is a good number of laying hens. As you know, we had 6 when we moved here. One got murdered by a dumpster panda, and so now we're down to 5. But these are 2 years old now, so it's time for us to start adding some new chickens. And I want to get some Americanas. Those are the ones I kind of want to get. I want to get some Americanas, mainly because they're the ones that lay the light green and light blue chicken eggs. I don't know if you've ever seen those before, but they'll probably freak you out. If you've never seen them before, you'd be like, what? They lay them and they're that color? Darn tootin'. Those are the ones that I want to get. What we have right now are called Black Dominiques, but they really aren't that different from Barred Rocks. Some people call them Barred Rocks, some people call them Plymouths, some people call them Black Dominiques. I think they're the same chicken, but who knows? It could just be the nomenclature once again. But the one thing about those chickens is that these the Barred Rocks the Dominiques, whatever we have, whatever you want to call them, your street name and your gangsta chickens, what you want to call them. They're meat chicken and egg chicken, so they're actually pretty friendly in the fact that you can actually eat them at the end. And a best-selling book on the same right now. Her setup's pretty cool. Nice lady named Kathy. Check out the Chicken Chick on Facebook. She has a huge backyard chicken keeping following. Okay. Cool. I like the Americanas because they are super ugly. As Sky says, they're different breeds. Americanas lay the best tasting eggs. I agree with that. During high summer, most good hens will lay an egg every day to egg to 2 days. I think you know that, though. I do know that. The Dominiques that we have do just under 1 a day eggs, but this time of year they're getting very fussy right now, and I refuse to feed them the mice that I'm catching because Vicky thinks that they may or may not be poisoned from the neighborhood people poisoning them. So my extra protein source is gone. So I'm not able to feed them the mice because Vicky is worried about potential mice poison getting into the chickens. Sombra eggs and bacon. Here's the crazy thing is that so Vicky's dad has started the pig farm. If you guys were watching this channel over the summer, we were working on some off-grid pig farm that is going on up in Alaska, and I may or may not be going up to Alaska. I don't know. I might be going up there again before the winter closes out. But I will definitely keep you guys posted if that's going to happen or not. As crazy as this sounds, I know a local guy who fed his chickens guppies, all of the guppy culls. Well, you could do that. You could definitely feed guppies to your fish, or sorry, you could feed the fish to your chickens. Just bear in mind that if you feed fish to your chickens, your eggs will be fishy. Keep that in mind. It will functify your eggs. If you're somebody that doesn't care. If you're somebody that doesn't care about that, then not a big deal. If that's not something that bothers you, if you can't taste that in the eggs, then that's not a big deal. Whoops. Sorry, guys, I hit the mic. That is my bad. I was trying to scratch my arm. Olympia Shrimps says get Buff Orpingtons. I just love the name, Buff Orpington. So Vicky's parents, they have a chicken. They have a chicken farm down the road, and I believe they have 35 Buff Orpingtons. So we do already have them handled in the family. They have quite a few of them. They're a lot of fun. And they're pretty cool. So we can always get Buff Orpington eggs if we ever want those. Let's see, Dr. Red Pill, aren't those chickens from the Pacific Islands? I was watching a doco, and they said that the chicken that lays the green-blue eggs are native to the islands. It may or may not be true. I don't know the answer to that one, but they are pretty easy to get. We can actually just get them locally as chicks. It's not that big of a deal. Hello.
Surprises.
Oh, surprises. Famous Jones is here. What's up, man? It is I, Joel. It's me. So yeah, you could feed those fish to your chicken, but the eggs will come up tasting funny. They'll taste like funny fish. I've been checking out dart frogs, trying not to go down the terrarium rabbit hole. I would watch out for that. When we were at the reptile show this last weekend, there were a bunch of really cool frogs there, and I was kind of thinking about setting up a terrarium at some point, because I'm like, oh man, those bright blue frogs are crazy cool. You know. Oh, and we got a new patronizer during the show. Classical Aquatics just pledged $5. Thank you very much, Classical Aquatics. I didn't even know you were here. I didn't even know you were here. Yankees Dodgers World Series would be epic. Oh, I'm over baseball. Once I watch the Mariners suck a few times, I'm over it. They haven't made it to the playoffs in 17 years, 18 years, something like that. Like cows eating garlic. How do you keep the eggs egg tasting? A varied diet. A varied diet is the best thing that you can do. As long as they're getting greens, some kind of protein, which would typically people would think of like worms. If you're getting worms for your chickens and stuff like that. So you want to have a varied diet, lots of greens, have a little bit of supplemental food, but do not just leave them only on food. That's how you get those lame, like light yellow yolk, crappy, sort of farmed egg crap, if that makes sense. Who's that? Wait, I'm confused. What happened? Manchester United. Manchester United played too defensive. Agreed. I was lucky enough to meet Manchester United 20 years ago. I played the opener before Manchester United. That was actually pretty fun. Let's see. Glass boxes. Baseball is just a modified form of cricket. They both are just modified nonsense. Joel of the South, that's right. Vicky surprises. Yep, she came sneaking in. She's home from work early, super early today, because she's actually only working like 5 minutes away from here. More often than not, she's like an hour and a half away. My good friend used to keep a pile of logs and would rotate one about every week, let the chickens eat all the bugs. Yes, that is a great way to feed your chickens. That is a fantastic way to feed your chickens, like kicking over rocks and stuff like that. All those bugs and all that natural biological nonsense going on under there is fantastic for your chickens. All right, guys. Well, we are over the 1 hour and 5 minute mark, so I'm going to get ready to start making dinner here, which means I'm going to give a shout out to our current patronizing posse. Like I said, at some point in time, I'm going to definitely have to turn this into a I'm going to turn this into a rolling script. We have a lot of people at the $1 mark, and I'm going to run through them real quick. Mary Beth Mabes asking, what does Vicky do? Vicky provides Medicare and Medicaid for many people in Western Washington. Let's see. We'll start off right down here at the $1 club. We've got some people are changing, and it's screwing it up. It's making it hard to read. Let's start off with the $1 club. $1 club. Where they at? TJ Kelly, Famous Jones, Debbie Clayton, Michael Hoffman, Chris Cuse, Devin Arsenal of Color, Douglas Medine, Margaret Ferris Parr, Caroline Epler, Riverlife, Ian Van Natter, Wyatt Hickson, Derek Runyon, HC Aqua, Dean Feldman, Christina M., Allison Behringer, Teresa Cookie, Spencer Ballard, AMA Aquatics, Priscilla MK, Jeffrey Jackson, Thomas Donchek, and Matthew. A lot of $1 Matthews out there, you know what I'm saying? The $5 club is growing, and this is amazing, you guys. Kevin Keener, Jennifer J. Sarchicino, Nisi of the North, Pamela Earlywine, Bracken Ward, Classical Aquatics, James Hirsch, Frank, Catherine Ann Robideau, Jesse Stenner, Dennis Ballard, Dean Hanoi, Theodore Schultz, Roger Dedham, Lecter Records, Addison Nishijima, Karen Halbert, Kevin Hayes, Gene Fensky, Jeremy Brown, Donnie Hill, Barbara Jackson, and Karen Casey Ellis. Cute Nicks, threw yourself into the $5 club, but you're actually donating $25 a month, and that's kind of cool. That's almost like, you know, what's the word? That's almost like, I'm trying to think of what that means. Humble. You like humble? Yeah, just being humble. Humble brag. I like it. It's a humble brag. In the $10 club here, which is growing too and is crazy, Joel Gillett, Miguel Cam, Jim Meeker, Candy Overhauls, Pleco Steve, Eve Deigel, Jeff Myers, Tim Lewis, Kyle Paith, Pax, Denzel Gregory, Nick K Aquatics, Rob Hicks Aquariums, Matt Gilmet, Jack Betts, Cichlid Bro, M. Den Hollander. And then here is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, everybody who's throwing down the cheese. And so I don't know how to make this, I don't know how to make this different, right? These are the top contributors, starting out with Cute Nicks, right? Moving on to Long Woo, top contributor at $20 a month. Sashimi Whiskey, $20 a month. The Fishy Mailman, $20 a month. Kieran Egan, $20 a month. And Vince Grippa, $20 a month. Now, we have the 3 top contributors here up at the very tippity top. Steven Skoglund at $44.65. It's a very strange number to be at. But thank you very much, Steven. Eric Gone Mad at $49.99, and our top contributor, Aquarium Co-op, at $250 a month. Thank you very much, you guys. I think it deserves a little pat on the back for Corey out there for contributing so much. Swing over to the Aquarium Co-op if you can and buy some some Dechlor. Buy some Dechlor, because everybody needs Dechlor for sure, right? And maybe some food or something, and some plants. I don't know. Grab all that stuff while you're there. Roger Denham, is this live? Yes, this is live. We are live, Raja. Raja, this is live. As Nisi just spammed the chat, remember to just check out all that stuff that she posted in there. Hit the like button, blah, blah, blah. And we did have some super chats today. I'm almost out of the rhythm of saying hi to the super chatters. River Life, thank you very much. Tim Lewis, thank you very much. Kathy Robideau, thank you very much. Aquarium Co-op, thank you very much. And Glass Boxes, hats off to you, my brother. Thank you very much for everybody's super chatting and all that. And have a fantastic Wednesday out there, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with more nonsense and a bunch of shrimp stuff coming up tomorrow. All right. Later. Where's that button at? I'm doing it from farther over here so I don't blow out people's, you know, like your speakers or your earballs. Later.